Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. In this video we'll model a ball bearing and we'll do the assembly of all parts using constraints of A2 plus workbench. During the design we'll see some failures of PartDesign tools, and also I will show how I solved that failures. So stay until the end of this video, and if you want to support the channel content, you can access the channel's Ko-fi page and give support through the link in the description of this video. Thank you, and let's get started. The first thing that we'll do is to design these all parts here. So now let's create a new document. Click here in this icon to create a new document, and now click here to save the document. The first part that we'll design will be the inner ring, so we'll save this document as inner ring. Okay, and now enter, and now let's change the workbench to PartDesign. Okay, and now we need to create a new sketch. Click here in this icon to create a new sketch. Now select what is the plane for this sketch, and okay, now what we'll do is to select the polyline tool and draw the sketch. Select polyline tool, this icon, and now let's draw this sketch. This horizontal line, vertical line, horizontal line, vertical and horizontal line. And now select arc tool and draw these arcs in these 2 points here. Okay, and now what you do, select equal constraint and make these 2 lines equal and these 2 lines here equal. Okay, and now we can set the dimensions of the sketch. So now let's select vertical distance tool, select this point and then this point here, and we'll set a distance of 4 millimeters. Okay, and next we'll constrain the radius of this arc, so click here and then click in this arc here, and now let's set a radius of 6.2 for this arc. Enter. Okay, and next select horizontal distance tool, click in this line and let's set a length of 15.5 for this line. And now select vertical distance tool, click here in this vertical line and we'll set 6 millimeters for this line. Set 6 and enter. And now zoom in, click in this point here and then in this origin point, and for these 2 points here we'll set a distance of 12.5 millimeters and enter. Okay, now we have this sketch full constrained. Okay, so now let's leave the sketch, press home and select revolution tool. First here we need to change the axis to y-axis, so click here and select y-axis and then okay. And now let's create a chamfer in this edge and in this edge here. So what you need to do is to select this surface here and then chamfer tool. Okay, the size here can be 1, no problem, click OK. Okay, now we have the first part designed, so let's save this document and create a new document. Now we'll save this document as outer ring. Okay, enter, and now we create a new sketch in YC plane. Okay, and here we need to select the polyline tool to draw the sketch, and now select arc tool, click in this vertical axis and then in these 2 points here to create this arc. Click here in this constraint and then we make these 2 lines equal and these 2 lines here equal. Okay, and now let's set the size of this sketch here. First we'll select this constraint here, vertical distance tool, and select the center point, and then this end point here we'll set a distance of 4 millimeters, and this line here we'll set 6. Okay, and the next here we'll set the distance between this point to this origin point. Here we'll set a distance of 26.5 millimeters and enter. Okay, and next we select horizontal distance tool, Now this line here, and we set a length of 15.5 millimeters. Okay, and now we need to set the radius of this arc here. So select this constraint here and then click on this arc here, and let's set a radius of 6.2 millimeters. Okay, and now we have this sketch full constrained, and now let me organize these dimensions. So okay, now let's leave this sketch and select revolution tool, press home and change the axis to y-axis, and then click OK. And now let's create a fillet in these two circular edges here. So we need to select the surface here and then apply a fillet. We can set 1 millimeter, no problem. Click OK and save this document. And now create a new document, save the document as sphere, enter. Now what we'll do is to use these tools here, additive tools. So we'll click in this icon and we'll select additive sphere. Click here, press home, and the first thing that we need to do is to select a plane for the sphere. So let's select XY plane, select this plane here, and now we'll change the radius to 6 and OK. Okay, and now we have this part. Save the document and create a new document, save again. Now what we'll design will be the ball case, so we'll save this document as ball case. Okay, and now we create a new sketch. Now let's select XZ plane. What you'll do here, you will draw 2 cycles. Select cycle 2 here in sketch geometries and click on this origin point, draw this first cycle and then this cycle here. Okay, and now let's constrain the radius of these 2 arcs here. So click here in this icon and select constraint radius. Okay, for this cycle here we'll set a radius of 21. Sorry, we'll set 21 here, and for the cycle we'll set 24. And now escape 2 times to leave the sketch, and let's make extrusion of the sketch. Select pad tool. Okay, the length here can be 10, no problem. Click OK. Okay, and the next thing to do, let's see here. The next thing to do is to create this pocket using this tool here, subtractive sphere. So let's do that. Let's go to the ball case document, and now what you do, we go to subtractive tools of PartDesign workbench, and we click here and we can find this tool here, subtractive sphere. Click here, and first now select the plane, XY plane, and let's change the radius to 6.2, and then scroll down, and the first thing that to do here is to change the placement of the sphere and the Z direction. So here we'll set 22.5 and then scroll up and click OK. But as you can see here, we don't have a pocket. Okay, so we have a problem here with this command. I tried for a long time to solve this problem, but without success. Okay, I am a Windows user. Maybe on another system this works normal, but in my system this command is not working. So the only solution that I found to solve this problem is to change the position of this sphere and the y direction. So okay, let me show you how I do that. First, go to this operation and double click. Okay, so this will open this task panel here. Okay, as I said, let's scroll down and let's change the value of the y direction. So for example, if we increase this value, as you can see, the position of the sphere is changing. Okay, so let's try to set minus 0.01. Okay, and let's click OK. But as you can see, again, we don't have pocket here. okay, we have this problem here. So let's make a double click and scroll down, and now let's change here to minus 0.10 millimeters and scroll up and then click OK. And now as you can see, we have the pocket here. Okay, so now it's working fine. Okay, so let's save, and next let's create a fillet in these two edges here. Select this edge and control select this edge here, and now let's apply a fillet here. Here we'll set a radius of 1.2 millimeters and then click OK. Okay, now we have this, and next what we'll do is to create a polar array of this sphere and this fillet. Okay, so what you need to do is to free select this sphere, and now control and select the fillet, and then go to the polar button tool, this icon here, click. Okay, and the first thing that you need to do is to change the axis of this polar array to y-axis. So click here and select y-axis, and now change the occurrence here to 8. Okay, as you can see, we have these all pockets and fillets. So click OK, and now it's time to create a thickness in this part here. So okay, first let's select this face here, this face, control select this face and this face here, and now the thickness tool, click here. Okay, first here we'll make thickness inward, so we'll check this option here. But when you check this option, as you can see here, we have this problem, we don't have thickness here. So let's try to refresh this document, clicking this icon, and as you can see, we have the same problem. Okay, but anyway, let's click OK, click OK, and as you can see, now we have this small window with this input error. So let's click OK, and again let's click OK here, and now as you can see, this is working. Now we have the thickness. I don't know why the FreeCAD is showing this window with the input error. I don't know. Okay, and now let's try to create this small hole, this hole here in this ball case. Okay, so now zoom in and select this face here, create a new sketch. Okay, and here we'll select cycle tool. Let's draw this cycle, and next select line tool and draw this line in these 2 points. Okay, and this line here, we must change this line here to a construction line. So select this line here and then click in this icon, and as you can see, the color of this line changed. So now this line here is a construction line. Okay, now we'll select this tool here and we'll constrain the radius of this arc here. Let's set 1 for the radius of this arc. Okay, and next let's set the length of this line here. Select constrain the distance tool, click in this line and set 22.5 millimeters. Okay, now we have 1 degree of freedom. Let's select constrain angle and then these 2 lines, and let's set an angle of 22.5 degrees. Okay, and now let's close this and let's create a pocket now. And as you can see, we have this hole now, so let's click OK. And the next thing to do is to create a polar array of this hole in this part. So what you do, we select the pocket here, the pocket operation, and we go to the polar button tool. Okay, first here, okay, let's change the occurrence to 8. As you can see, we have failures on the shape of this model, but okay, let's click OK to see if this will change or no. As you can see, the problem is the same. is the same. Okay, so now let's delete this polar pattern operation. The way I found to solve this failure is using the FreeCAD link daily to create the polar pattern. So now what I'll do is to open this FreeCAD here, FreeCAD link daily, double click and let's open it. But first here we need to close this document. First let's save this document, and now let's close this document and let's go to the FreeCAD link daily. And now what we'll do is to open the same document but now in the FreeCAD link daily. So click open document and now select bold case, double click here. Okay, and now we have this window, so we'll click OK here, yes, and wait a moment. Okay, we click OK now. As you can see, we have problems here with the sketch. I think we have to set attachment of the sketch here. So right click on mouse and select attachment option, and now zoom in. As you can see here, we have sphere. Okay, so click here in this button and now select this face again and click OK. And as you can see, we have this hole in the correct way. So okay, now let's create a polar array of this hole in this part here. So select the pocket. Okay, first here we need to change to PartDesign workbench. Select PartDesign workbench. Go to the model tab, select this pocket operation and then the polar pattern tool. Okay, here change the occurrence to 8 and okay. Now as you can see, we have these all holes. Okay, save the document and now let's close this FreeCAD. And here what we'll do is to open the same document. Click here in this icon and select bold case, double click. And as you can see, now we have this part in the correct way. Okay, no failures here. So okay, the next thing to do is to create the assembly of these all parts. Okay, so now first let's close these all documents. Okay, and save this document here and create a new document. Let's save this document. We'll save this document as ball bearing assembly and save it. And now we change to A2 plus workbench, and now we are able to import parts. So let's click on this icon to import shapes, to import parts. First here we'll import this inner ring. We'll import this part here, double click. And now as you can see, we have the first part in this document and there is assembly. And now let's import the sphere. Select this part here, double click. Okay, and now as you can see, we have the sphere here. Okay, and now let's try to assemble these parts in this part here. Okay, to assemble these two parts here, we'll use these two here, this constraint here, sphere to sphere. Okay, so let's select this surface here and this surface. But as you can see, when we select these two surfaces here, this command is not activated. So what you need to do is to select these edges here, these two edges. So we'll select this edge of this sphere and then this edge. And now as you can see, the command is active now. So we click here and accept, and as you can see, now we have the assembly. Okay, and next let's import another part. Click here in this icon, and now what you do, now we select this outer ring, double click here and we place this here. Okay, now if we select the surface and then control select the surface here, as you can see, this command is not activated. So again, we need to select these edges this edge, and now control and select this edge here, and now this command is active, so we click here and accept. And as you can see, now we have this assembly. And next, let's import another part. Now we'll import let's import this part here, ball case. Double click. Okay, and now as you can see, we have this part here. And now let's hide this part here to easily work with these three parts. So spacebar. Okay, and the first thing that we'll do is to make this part here and this part to have the same axis. So zoom in and select this circular edge here, and then we can select this surface here, and we'll place this constraint here, axis to axis, and accept. Okay, and now to assemble this part here with this part, what you need to do is to only select this surface, and then control and select this surface here, and as you can see, this command is active. So we click here, and now we have this. Okay, and now let's duplicate this part here. To duplicate this part, what you need to do is to select the part, and then we click in this icon here, click here, and now place this part here. Okay, now to assemble this part here, first we need to change the rotation of this part 180 degrees in the Z axis. So okay, we select the part and right click on mouse now and select transform tool. Now rotate this model 180 degrees in the axis. Okay, and now we can do the assembly. First we'll select this edge and then this edge here, and we'll select this constraint here, axis to axis, and then accept. And now we'll select the surface and then the surface here, and we place this constraint here and accept. Okay, as you can see, we have this assembly. And now if we change to the top view, we can see that these two ball case here are very connected, but this is because we changed the position of the sphere in the y direction during the design of the ball case. Okay, now let's duplicate this sphere here and assembling this all in this all space here. So what you do, we select this sphere and now shift and click in this icon, 1 2 3, and now escape. So now we have 8 spheres here, and now let's assemble these all spheres in these spaces. Okay, select this sphere and now control and select this surface, and you place this constraint here and accept. Okay, now as you can see, we have these 8 spheres here assembled. Okay, here we have to import Revit here. Okay, so now let's create a new document. Let's save this document, Revit, and now change to PartDesign workbench. Create a new sketch, select YZ plane. And now escape to turns to leave the sketch, and now revolution tool. Here we change the axis to y-axis, and then okay, and now press home, and let's save this document, and now close this document. Change to A2 plus workbench, and next let's import this part. Double click and place the part here. And now what you do, we select this circular edge here of this part, and then we select this circular edge, and we place this constraint here and accept. And next we can create duplicated parts of this part here. So we select this part and then click shift and click in this icon and place these all parts here. Okay, and now let's assemble these all parts in these holes. So okay, here we zoom in and we select this circular edge and then the circular edge of this hole, and we place this constraint here and accept. Okay, this is all. Now let's make this part visible. Select part and spacebar. And now as you can see, we finished the design of this model and also the assembly of this model. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video useful, please leave a like, a comment, and share this video with your friends. And again, please, if you can donate to support the channel, please do that. Just go to the description of this video and you'll find a link to the channel Ko-Fi page. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next video.